Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start here in 3 minutes, so please take your seats. 3 minutes to live stream. We got birds. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay, let me do one thing. It is a new world that we live in, and we will wipe everything down as we go, right? So, good morning. It is great to have you here, our invited guests, and also to those who are streaming online. We appreciate you watching this event this morning. I want to thank you for attending either in person or virtually. I'd like to also thank especially those who are live streaming as we recognize the second anniversary of the annual Buffalo Soldiers Day in Nevada. And to recognize also the African American veterans from Nevada. So this is a very exciting day today. A special thank you to Governor Sisolak for his support of Buffalo soldiers and the veterans here in Nevada. I'd like to recognize our dignitaries that we have on the state level. As we get started, we have this with us this morning. You'll hear from her shortly. Secretary of State Barbara Sagaski. Adjutant General of the Nevada National Guard, General Barry, Major General. With Secretary Sagaski this morning, we have her Elections Deputy, Wayne Thorley. And with the General this morning, we have his Executive Officer, Major Dustin Peterson. We also have with us today members of all the congressional delegations here in the South who will be introduced a little later. To get our program started, I'm going to call on Secretary Sagaski, who is going to read the proclamation on behalf of the Governor.
Good morning. What a pleasure it is to be here with all of you today, and I want to thank each and every one of you for your service to our country. Thank you very, very much. Very appreciated. And to the Buffalo Soldiers, God bless each and every one of you. I do remember watching the movies, seeing the programs on TV through my life, and I just want to thank you for the service that you've given this country. Thank you very much. And the history has been amazing. This is an executive department and a proclamation by the governor. Whereas on July 28, 1866, after the end of the Civil War, Congress enacted legislation that allowed African American men to serve in 6 segregated units in the United States Army during peacetime. And whereas the new units, which consisted of former slaves and African American soldiers that fought in the Civil War, were the 9th and 10th Cavalry and the 38th, 39th, 40th, and 41st Infantry, which were later recognized as the 24th and 25th Infantry. And whereas these soldiers were nicknamed Buffalo Soldiers by the Native Americans against whom they fought because of their reputation for toughness, bravery in battle, and the buffalo fur coats that they wore in the winter. And whereas throughout the era of the Indian Wars, Buffalo Soldiers were posted from Montana in the Northwest and Texas to Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and the Southwest, making up approximately 20% of the United States cavalry troops. And whereas besides their impressive military contributions, the Buffalo Soldiers also had a significant role in the expansion of the West by escorting settlers, cattle herds, and railroad crews exploring and mapping vast areas of the Southwest and stringing hundreds of miles of telephone lines. And whereas the Buffalo Soldiers were some of the first park rangers in the National Park of the Sierra Nevada, where they protected the parks from illegal grazing, poaching, timber thieves, and forest fires, and helped build roads and trails in the parks for the enjoyment of all Americans. And whereas Buffalo Soldiers also served courageously during World War I and World War II, and African Americans have served with honor in every American war. And whereas Buffalo Soldiers had the lowest military desertion and court-martial rate of their time, and it is important to honor the dedication and sacrifices of the Buffalo Soldiers. Recognize the contributions they had made to the state of Nevada and to the United States, and preserve their legacy. And whereas Buffalo Soldiers received the Congressional Medal of Honor, which is the highest military distinction award in the name of Congress to members of armed forces for bravery and service. And whereas, there's only 2 left, in 1948, President President Harry Truman issued Executive Order 9981, eliminating racial segregation in America's armed forces, and the last all-black units were disbanded during the 1950s. And whereas, as we salute those courageous African American warriors who served with honor, often while struggling against racism, bigotry, and discrimination, we celebrate the service of the veterans who carry on their legacy, the African American soldier, Marines, sailors, airmen, and women, and members of the Coast Guard who continue to serve with distinction. Now, therefore, I, Steve Sisolak, Governor of the State of Nevada, do hereby proclaim July 28, 2020 as Buffalo Soldier Day. Congratulations. I think this is really wonderful. Thank you, Fred, for letting me do that.
It's our honor to have you here, Secretary, and we appreciate you reading the proclamation on behalf of the Governor. We're going to honor a number of people today, some in person and some online, for their participation in getting Buffalo Soldiers Day started. The Buffalo Soldiers group themselves, as well as those who are in the calendar. So we have a great program, and at this time we would like to start those presentations to those who were part of the wonderful tribute to our African American veterans. We will first want to recognize two individuals who were instrumental in getting legislation passed to create Buffalo Soldiers Day in Nevada. We specifically had two state senators who worked very hard and were the front runners in proposing and ensuring the legislation was passed, making July 28th of each year Buffalo Soldiers Day in Nevada. Those two were Senator Spearman and Senator Harrison. Senator Spearman, unfortunately, could not be with us today. She represents District 1 of Nevada, and she is a strong advocate for veterans issues. She'll be receiving a copy of the proclamation and also copies of the calendar that we are giving you today as a salute to the African American veterans in Nevada. I'm going to ask Secretary Sigafsky to step between the podium and the table so that we can make the next presentation. And Secretary, I'm going to call up General Berry as well as an appointed officer of the state. General Berry, if you could, and I'll have you stand at each end of the table here so you're a good distance apart. There you go. And so we're very happy that the other person on this team who led the charge is with us today. That individual is Senator Harris. Senator Harris is a UNLV graduate and currently represents District 11 in Nevada and was instrumental in sponsoring the legislation creating Buffalo Soldiers Day in Nevada. The senator will be receiving a copy of the proclamation as well as copies of the calendar, a salute of African American veterans of Nevada. Senator, if you could please come forward to the table. And we do want to get a photo, so if you'll stand right here in the center, and we'll have those stand on either end. I know they do want to get some pictures, and I'll get out of the way. Senator Spearman, would you like to make a few comments? I'm sorry, how about Senator Harris?
That's one senator I don't mind being confused with, if any of you know her or her reputation. So I'll keep this brief. I just want to say a couple of quick thank yous. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for celebrating a piece of history that I think really has gotten a little lost. History's funny that way, right? If you don't make a concerted effort to keep it alive, then pieces can die, right? Believe it or not, this is the one and only Buffalo Soldiers Day in the country, and so there's a lot of work left to do. When I came to Senator Spearman and I said, I really want to do something for veterans. One of the first things that came to her mind was, well, what about the Buffalo Soldiers? Let's acknowledge them. And of course, I think the thing that came to my mind was we don't already have one, right? So it's an honor to be able to kind of bring Nevada to the forefront of some of the right issues, to be leading the country, and that's my hope that we can continue to do that and keep our history alive. So thank you all so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Senator Harris. We appreciate everything you've done for the Buffalo Soldiers and veterans as a whole. While I have the two of you up here, we're going to next make a presentation to the Buffalo Soldiers Horse Cavalry. We would like to call forward their Vice President, John, who will also receive a copy of the proclamation on behalf of the Buffalo Soldiers Horse Cavalry, as well as copies of our salute to Nevada's African American Veterans calendar. John, please come forward. That's a good shake. And if you would do the same and come and get a picture in the middle, I would appreciate it. you stay. Thank you, General. Yeah. Also with the Buffalo Soldiers Cavalry is Ann Montario, Secretary of the Buffalo Soldiers Horse Cavalry. If you'll come forward and receive your calendars, if you'll place those right up here, Secretary. We have new shakes. They talked about smiling, and I was recently at another event, and they had a group photo with us distancing, and the gal who was running the camera said, "Okay, everybody smile," and you got the same look. So, that's right, you smile with your eyes. Next, we have Kelly Hawthorne, Quartermaster of the Buffalo Soldier Horse Cavalry. If you'll come forward and receive, and you can just step behind the table there. There you go. And our final Buffalo Soldier Horse Cavalry member is Carla Slight. If you'll please come forward and receive your calendars. Thank you. And at this time, I'm going to call our congressional offices forward to make presentations. I will call forward John, if you'll step on the other side of the table there. We're going to have them present their certificates as well to the Buffalo Soldiers, and you can receive those as the representative. So at first, I would like to call forward Elena Simpson from Senator Cortez Masto's office for her special presentation.
Well, good morning, Secretary Sagaski, Senator Harris, Major General Berry, Deputy Director Wager, and distinguished guests. My name is Elena Simpson, and I'm here to represent Senator Cortez Masto, and I'm delighted to be here to celebrate with you today. While the Senator couldn't be here, she wanted me to share that she honors the courage, tenacity, and bravery of African American men and women who serve their country and trailblaze a path forward for others that led to representation in the Army, Navy, Coast Guard, Marine Corps, Air Force, Merchant Marines, National Guard, Reserve, and now the Space Force. And at this time, I'd like to present a senatorial recognition. I'll just read it first, and then I'll bring it up. It's presented to the Southern Nevada Buffalo Soldiers 9th and 10th Horse Cavalry Association in special recognition of the 2nd Annual Buffalo Soldiers Day to honor the legacy and future of Nevada's African American veterans. Signed, Senator Catherine Cortez Masto.
Sure, pictures. Thank you, Elena. Next, we have Brendan Vargas, who will represent Senator Rosen's office for a special presentation.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Brendan Vargas from Senator Jackie Rosen's office. And on behalf of Senator Rosen, I just want to say good morning and congratulate the Buffalo Soldiers and for Buffalo Soldier Day, because today is very important. Today is the day to honor our African American veterans and the contributions that they made to our armed forces. When you think about the Buffalo Soldiers and those that came after them, like our Tuskegee Airmen, and individuals like Dr. Liddell Nayland, who back in World War II served aboard a boat during Normandy, and the only job the Navy would give him was to be a steward. But then after that, he went on, used his GI Bill, earned his doctorate, became a beloved member and respected member of staff and faculty at the Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University. When you think about the great contributions our African American soldiers, airmen, Coast Guardsmen, Marines, sailors, and now Space Force members have made, make, and will continue making, it's incredible. And to be able to recognize them here today is wow, it's just an incredible thing to be at. So on behalf of my boss, Senator Jackie Rosen, I'm proud to present the Certificate of Special Congressional Recognition presented to the Buffalo Soldiers Horse Cavalry in honor and commemoration of the second annual Buffalo Soldiers Day in Nevada. Congratulations.
At this time, I would like to call forward Andrew Holbert, representing Congresswoman Lee's office for... No, I apologize. I messed up. Sorry, Andrew. I would like to invite Daniel Carenza, representing Congresswoman Titus's office, for a special presentation. Daniel?
Hey, good morning, everyone. Secretary Skagowski, General Barry, John. So unfortunately, my boss couldn't be here today, but what I do have is a certificate of congressional recognition on this second annual Buffalo Soldiers Day, and it's for everything that the organization has done and the continuation of the legacy of the Buffalo Soldiers. So from us to you, thank you very much for everything that you've done on this day. So thank you.
Now, at this time, I would like to call forward Andrew Holbert, representing Congresswoman Lee's office, for a special presentation. While Andrew is presenting today, he has also brought with him Ashanti McGee, who addresses African American issues for Congresswoman Lee. Andrew?
Thank you, Fred. Good morning, everyone. Secretary, General Barry, John. Good morning. We are here on behalf of Congresswoman Susie Lee. She, like the other members of the delegation, is in D.C., so she could not make it today. However, it is our privilege and our honor to come here and recognize Buffalo Soldiers Day, second annual Buffalo Soldiers Day. We have a congressional certificate, but I think, Ashanti, you have some remarks, yeah?
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Ashanti McGee, and I'm a district representative for Congresswoman Susie Lee. It's truly an honor to be here today honoring the second annual Buffalo Soldiers Day in Nevada. I am the daughter of 4 generations of African American veterans. My brother also has also served. Being born in Tuskegee, the stories were constant reminders of how African Americans have contributed to the legacy of service to the United States since the beginning of this nation. Andrew and I are proud to present the Certificate of Congressional Recognition on behalf of the Buffalo Soldiers here in Nevada. Thank you.
So I'm just going to read the quick citation here. Certificate of Special Congressional Recognition presented to Buffalo Soldiers, Horse Cavalry, in recognition of second annual Buffalo Soldiers Day in Nevada. The courage and sacrifice of the Buffalo Soldiers shall never be forgotten. Today serves as a reminder for all they did in support of our nation. Signed, Congresswoman Susie Lee.
Thank you. And now I'd like to call forward the amazing Samantha Bivens, representing Congressman Horsford's office, for her special presentation.
Good morning. I'm happy to be here with you all today, state dignitaries and distinguished visitors. Unfortunately, like the rest of the delegation, Congressman Horsford is in Washington, D.C., so he was unable to be here today. So on behalf of the Congressman, I would like to present this Certificate of Special Congressional Recognition in recognition of the first African American regiments who served in the Army following the Civil War. Formed by Congress in 1866, amid discrimination and hardships, the 9th and 10th Cavalry Regiments fought fearlessly under the mottos of "We can, we will," and "Ready and forward." Today, with respect, we commemorate these contributions, sacrifices, and heroic actions. Congratulations.
A special thank you to our congressional delegation and for all the work they do for our veterans. John, thank you for coming up, and we'll let you have a seat as we move forward to our next part of the presentation. We are extremely proud to include Nevada veterans in our state Salute to Nevada African American Veterans calendar from across the state. Each calendar recipient will be provided several calendars during the ceremony today to share with their friends and family. Those who were unable to attend will be sent copies of the calendars as well. I'd like to recognize each calendar participant who are featured in this 16-month calendar. As they are from around the state, you will notice that some may not be here today, but we would like to recognize each participant, whether here or not. For September 2020, our honoree is Technical Sergeant R.Z. Gordon. He served in the United States Air Force. He currently works for the Sierra Nevada Healthcare System in Reno, Nevada, and is currently the Department Commander of the Disabled American Veterans. October 2020 honoree will be Chief Warrant Officer 2, Cicely Williams. She is the first African American female Black Hawk pilot in the Nevada National Guard. That's pretty special. When I was in the Army, that was my favorite mode of transportation. I love those pilots. So we appreciate her, and she's honored for October 2020. For November 2020, Corporal Frank Greenwood, a Vietnam veteran who served in the United States Marine Corps. He has been serving for years as a veteran advocate in the Reno area, and he is a past department commander for the Disabled American Veterans. At this time, I would like to ask Secretary Sisolak to once again come to the table for the remaining presentations. For December 2020, the honoree will be Major General Andra L. Berry, our current Adjutant General of the Nevada National Guard. He serves as Nevada's first African American Adjutant General. Thank you, General. We do have one, unfortunately, our participant for January 2021 is not able to join us today, Sergeant Frank Woodbeck, who served in the United States Air Force during the Vietnam era. He is currently Executive Director of Grants and Special Projects at the College of Southern Nevada, and they had a big staff meeting this morning he had to be at, so he couldn't be here this morning. For February 2021, our honoree is Master Sergeant Retired Richard D. Walker, who served in the United States Air Force. Richard is a Vietnam veteran. He was the first ever recipient to receive Nevada's Veteran of the Month Award. Richard? I tell you, when you shake hands with your elbows, it's interesting. Our March 2021 honoree is Master Sergeant retired Vicki Tippett, who served in the United States Air Force. She currently serves as the Veteran Employment Representative for the Nevada Department of Education, Training, and Rehabilitation. Ms. Tippett. For May 2021, our honoree will be Master Sergeant retired Nina Ridgway, who served in the United States Air Force. She is currently serving as Director of Career Center Services at Goodwill Industries of Southern Nevada. She is the founder and chair of the Southern Nevada Veterans Community Engagement Board, Master Sergeant Ridgway. For June 2021, we are honoring Marion Motley. He is a deceased World War II veteran. He is a University of Nevada alumni. He played football for the University of Nevada before joining the Navy. He enlisted in the Navy, where he played for the Navy Blue Jackets. After playing football for the Navy, he left the Navy and he played professionally for the Cleveland Browns, breaking the professional football race barrier. As I mentioned previously, our July 2021 honoree is Lieutenant Colonel retired Pat Spearman. Senator Spearman is currently serving in the United States, I just promoted her, in the Nevada Senate, representing District 1. And again, we're sad that she couldn't join us, but if you can, my assistant's giving me directions, but I don't understand what she's saying, so we're going to move on. I think she wants to show the calendar. So let's move on to August 2021. Our honoree is Lieutenant Colonel retired Tom Waters, who served in the United States Air Force. He is a Vietnam veteran who received the Purple Heart for injuries sustained in combat. He led a successful effort to create the State of Nevada Silver Star and Bronze Star license plates. Additionally, he led the effort to have Nye County and Pahrump named as Purple Heart entities. Colonel Waters. Oh my gosh, I missed a month. That's what my assistant was trying to tell me. I missed a month. So those that are following along, keep me up to date here. So our honoree for April, she's going to kill me because she works for me. Our April 2021 honoree is Legalman Second Class SW Marie Holcomb, who served in the United States Navy. She currently serves as the Veterans Service Officer Supervisor for the Nevada Department of Veterans Services here in Las Vegas. Seaman Marie Holcomb. Marie, my apologies. I believe we're now on September 21, are we not? Okay. Our honoree for September of 2021 is Captain Wendell Blaylock, who served in the United States Air Force. He now serves on the Nevada Veterans Service Commission. Captain Blaylock took this opportunity to honor his father in the calendar by holding a picture of his father Joseph, who was a Tuskegee Airman during World War II and was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor. Captain, thank you. The last one we have present is for October 2021. Master Sergeant retired Willette Gerald served in the United States Air Force. She now serves as the Education and Employment Program Manager for the Nevada Department of Veterans Services. Master Sergeant, congratulations. For November 2021, we have a married couple, and we have Staff Sergeant Jerome Washington and Sergeant Sharice Washington, who both served in the United States Army. They both served tours in the Middle East. Jerome now serves as the Congressional Analyst for the United States Department of Veterans Affairs in Reno, and Sharice serves as a Veterans Service Representative for the VA in Reno. So congratulations to them. Our last honoree in this calendar will be December 2021. It is Chaplain Lieutenant Colonel Retired Sherman Baker, who served in the United States Army. He continues serving as a chaplain for the VA Sierra Nevada Healthcare System in Reno. Congratulations to Chaplain Baker. Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to honor the Buffalo Soldiers for their service to our country. We're also especially proud to honor the calendar participants from Nevada who have served our country honorably, and hope you appreciate this salute to African American veterans. Thank you for your service. I'd like to thank Secretary Sagafsky for attending and recognizing our African American veterans from Nevada. And again, thank you to Governor Sisolak for your continued support to Nevada veterans and Buffalo Soldiers Day here in Nevada. We very much appreciate it and the work that Senator Harris and Senator Spearman played in making that happen. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our ceremony. Thank you so much for being with us today, and please stay safe for Nevada. Have a good day.